Good morning, everyone. Today we will class the data analysis and interpretation. So, just briefly, I want to say to last week title and summary. What is the data analysis? Data analysis is let me show you data analysis. Data analysis is the science of analyzing raw data to make conclusion about that information. So we collect the data and some process and get the information, and the last time we say to optimize information, optimize decision making. This is series of things we say data analysis. So also the process of examining data to extract useful information. We can extract. Extract means analyze or sorting or convert the secondary data. All things includes the useful information. Also draw conclusion. It means rational decision making or optimized decision making, something like that. Also make decision. This is for data analysis processing. Also, it involves a variety of techniques and methods. Today we will show to 8 analysis I want to introduce to you guys. So first, content analysis. 136. Content analysis. Content analysis is a research method that analyzes the meaning of content. What kind of meaning includes the data. Also could take the form of textual, visual, oral, and otherwise multimodal text. It is all included in context. So content analysis, generally a content analysis will seek meanings and the relationship of certain words and concepts within the text or corpus or text. And also to generate thematic data that reveals a deeper insight into the text's meanings. Anyway, if we correct the data in data consists or includes some information, how do we extract the information or some values from the data? Among them is content analysis is extract the content. For example, the company launches a new product and also wants to understand the public reactions to the. It means is we sell the product in the market and then what is the customer's reaction. It means repurchase, something like that. And they ask for some after service, AS, or they asking for reputation of a new product, something like that. These analyses contents on the social media post about the product. Nowadays, as you know, lots of the social medias. What is the powerful media nowadays? I saw on other report they say TikTok. Most signature customers, they have TikToks about 30%, 70%. It means 70% signatures operate the TikToks. The TikTok is most powerful social media. So they asked some questionnaire and response and observation last week. We say to the method for analysis. So anyway, this is for content analysis project. What is the procedure of content analysis? First, content select or analyze. And next step, procedure is unit for content. And preparing for coding of content. Coding of content means input the data. And the content coding. What is we want to get information from data. That is content coding. And finally, outcome analysis for conclusion. Make a conclusion. This is for content analysis. So content analysis and research tools used to determine the presence of certain words, theme, or concept within some data. And second, analysis, prescriptive analysis. Prescriptive analysis use data and algorithm to identify the best course of action to take in a given situation. So there are some given situation, and then how to get the data and algorithm to identify the best choice, best course of actions. How can we make actions? So prescriptive analytics is a form of data analysis. It used past performance and trends to determine what needs to be done to achieve future goals. It is the past performance is prescriptive. Mostly this analytics is used in the literature survey. So prescriptive analysis is past performance and trends. And then we can find to determine in the future. This is for prescriptive analysis. So what happens? It is history. It is that data. And I said this performance, past performance, and the trend. It is what happened. And next, what will happen? They guess the futures and find some in the futures might happen in the futures. The forecast, postpone, futures. And then how can we make it happen? It means is we guess what will happen, and then what can we make it happen? Is make a future plan. So this series is prescriptive analysis. Also, what happened? Last week we reviewed that. What happened? It belongs to descriptive analysis. But next step is what will happen is the futures part. This is predictive analysis. And then also, how can we make it happen? Make the plan. It is prescriptive analysis. So descriptive analysis, predictive analysis, prescriptive analysis is prescriptive analysis series. So this is another pictures for understanding for you guys. Prescriptive analysis, techniques and method. First step is optimize for data. And simulation. This is a test for the data and methodology. And third step is decision tree and analysis. Decision tree is something like this type. we given some data. And this is yes. This is no. Some process. Some process is yes or no, and then here. Yes or no. Yes or no. Something like that. This is, we say, the decision tree and decision analysis. So I check it, some data process, no, and yes, no, or something. This pass, make the pass. It's a decision analysis. And next step is game theory. Game theory is more difficult area for the level. And number five, next fifth steps is AI, artificial intelligence, as you know, and machine learning is more high quality and high technique. We need that. This is for prescriptive analysis techniques. And this is next, regression analysis. Regression analysis is the best useful method or analysis for some phenomena. Examine how one or more independent variables influences independent variables. Last week I showed you the fx equal ax plus p plus epsilon. This is single linear, simple linear equation. Fx equal y. X. Something like that. The same. So ax1 plus bx2 plus c plus epsilon t is multiple regression. Multiple linear regression. So last week we just briefly there. So regression analysis is a set of statistical method used for the estimation of the relationship between dependent variables and one or more independent variables. Dependent variables, independent variables. This is one or more, x1 or x2. It's more independent variables. So regression analysis can be utilized to access the strength of the relationship between variables. We have two kinds of variables. There are many exercises. Example, x and y to impact each other. So they have some relationship between variables. Especially we say these dependent variables and independent variables. So how can we modeling the future relationship between variables? This is regression. So very powerful tools for analysis. Slow. Wait, something strange sounds. Can you help me? Can you help me? 지금도 안 나네. 괜찮냐?
예.
이거는 어거지 뭐. 예, 고맙습니다. So regression analysis includes several values such as linear, multiple linear, and non-linear. The most common models are simple linear and multiple linear. Non-linear regression analysis is commonly used for more complicated data set. Non-linear is very highest level. So dependence and independent variables show the non-linear relationship. At the time, we using the non-linear regression analysis. It's a more dense, highest level regression. Anyway, regression is a very powerful tools for analysis between variables. So regression analysis, three kind of the linear, multiple, simple, and second level, second dimension, and non-linear regression. This is things. Let me show you the regression analysis, simple linear regression example. Y equal a plus bx plus epsilon. So y equal ax plus b plus epsilon, same. So where y is dependent variables. Sometimes we say fx. X is independent value, exploratory values. So if, and this is input value, exchange. A is the intercept, and B is slope. E is error. It's a residual value, error. So let me show you the graph in here, x and y. This is y equal ax plus b plus epsilon. It is shows the graph as is. What is that? This is b. Slope. Delta x plus delta y. So slope. Slope is delta x, delta y. It means x increase the x value versus increase the y value. This is slope. This is for, we say the intercept. What's the meaning the intercept is first start there. But simple linear regression is a little bit ignored, it's okay. Intercept. And the epsilon t is error. Error means dependent values can express only one independent class. But most things impact only one? No. There are many tremendous values impact for dependence. So we cannot calculate or we cannot correct the data. That's why we only choose one. Any other things is epsilon error. Only I choose this one. For example, if you buy the house, if you want to buy house, buy your own, buy your own house. There are many independents. First, the price. How many number of rooms? And number three, how can lots of things. And the year. And investment. And for education level. Awesome. So you guys is coming in the United States and then make your dream in the United States, and then first thing you want to buy your own home. So there are many factors. Factors means is independent values. House price, how they have the number of rooms at best, and what is built in years. This is investment chance or not. Education level, especially for your Asian parents, very careful things. This one. So this is good for education or not is very good, very excellent, or the topest reason, as you know that. So, but the simple linear regression is only choose one price. This is price. Any other factors include the absurdity. This is error. So I decide to buy my own house only one independent class price only. It is simple regression example. So this is for simple regression analysis graphs, something like that. So this graph, x1, and this is y1. This is x2, the time y2, something like that. So many points around the graph. Sometimes we say this graph is trend line, some trend line. So important thing is slope. Delta y divided delta x is slope. So how much increase the x versus increase by y's values. Your slope is very important values. This is simple regression analysis models. Let me show you another one. Is that. So observe the value of y and okay. See, this is actual price. xi at that time, yi. But point is that. So actual point, this front line, this say we say this area is absolute. We cannot calculate or we cannot analyze because we don't have data. And also another reason is we don't have the choose the other one. So this part is a random area for this. And slope is the same thing and intercept. So the point and the line distance, we say the error. We cannot say. This is subject to or something like that. Okay, that's it because this is research and writing. And the other powerful regression is multiple linear regression. Simply, multiple linear regression is a method for studying the relationship between one dependent variable and two or more independent variables. This is for something like that, the express. Y equal ax1 plus bx2 plus c plus epsilon t. Okay. This is two values, two independent values. It means x1 equal price, x2 equal number of rooms. So I want to buy my own home. Depends on price and number of rooms. Only I think two things. This is for two independent values. What's the purpose? Prediction, forecast, wants to futures. And the explanation means is now in two variables impact dependence. What is the result? So that's final outcomes gather theory buildings. Okay, if you want to buy your home, choose the price and number of rooms. This is for something like y equal 2x1 plus 3x3 plus epsilon t, or something like that. So we can find the coefficient. This is a point. How can we get this one? Data. So this is expressed the multiple linear regression analysis, essentially similar to simple linear model, very simply. But the exception there, multiple independent variables are used in models. The mathematical regression of multiple linear regression express something like that. Y equal a plus bx1 plus cx2 plus dx3 plus epsilon. Sometimes we say the epsilon t. So x1, x2, x3. It means is I want to choose the independent variables 1, 2, 3. What built here? Built here. Number of rooms, price. It means choose three things. Where the y means is dependent variable. x1, x2, x3, as I said, is independent variables. A is intercept. P, C, D is slope. Epsilon t or epsilon is residual. Residual means it's error, bias. This is multiple regression analysis. Multiple regression analysis, something like the express that one. Same one. And let me show it, compare what is the difference between simple linear regression and multiple regression. So in the shows the pictures, this is for simple linear regression. And multiple regression is something 3 dimensions type. This is very powerful regression. Just I showed that. And next, statistical analysis. What is the statistical analysis? Statistical analysis involves planning data collection and determining trends. So it is the science of collecting, exploring, and presenting large amount of data to discover underlying pattern and trends. What kind of patterns? What kind of trends? At that time, we can use the statistical analysis. There are many tremendous large amount of data. How can we discover that? At that time, we can use the statistical analysis. Statistics are applied every day by data science and others. In research area, it's industry and governments to become more scientific about the decision that need to be made. It means is we can ask for some decisions. So the pictures very easy to express and understanding for you guys. The use statistical techniques. There are many methods and techniques in analysis methodology. And visualize data. It means that we can make the graph and some pictures. So we can make the visualized data. And also combine data sources. We choose or collect some different data and then combine the data sources. The series of processing includes the statistical analysis. So statistical analysis is definition, how it works, importance, advantages, and disadvantages. It shows that the visualized database use statistical techniques and the combined data sources. These series we say the statistical analysis. So there are some large amount of data and how to discover underlying the pattern and trends. At that time, we're using the statistical analysis, okay? And next analysis method is cluster analysis, assigning entities to groups based on shared characteristics. So cluster analysis is a statistical method that group data into clusters based on how similar the item they are. So similar items is collected, combined. So showed in the pictures. So character 1, character 2, character 3 is, we say this same similar characters combined. And then we say there's a cluster 1 group, cluster 2 group, cluster 3 groups. Shows the pictures. So cluster analysis can be used to understand data. How can we understand data? So cluster analysis can help you understand the natural structure of your data. What is the structure to clusters? Something like this one. The cluster subject, lots of the data, and the very density analysis and density point is cluster. Cluster is to express some characters. What kind of nature structures. And also summarize data. Very powerful tools, cluster analysis. So cluster analysis can be a useful starting point for other purposes such as data summarizing. If you want to understand data, also summarize the data, because the data can understanding very widely spread. At the time, we can use the cluster analysis to make groups. Also analyze customer behavior. For example, an e-commerce business might use the cluster analysis to categorize customers based on their purchasing behavior. Each customer has different patterns to buying our products. And then at that time, we can analyze the customer behavior by cluster analysis. So we correct the customer behavior and then make groups. So cluster analysis, as shown in pictures, they can make it the grouping. The grouping means cluster. Cluster shows to the customer behavior characters. This is very powerful analysis. For example, this data is income and age. This cluster 1 group is age is higher, but they don't have the money. But income is very high in here. For also age is very old. This is very rich guys. This is very simple understand for the data characters. This is for age is middle of age, but it's very low salary. But this cluster is very high income, but age is very young. This is younger riches. This is very old feature. Very simple understanding the data. This is cluster analysis. So cluster analysis can use to understand the data and summarize data and analyze the customer behavior. Very powerful tools in researching. This is cluster analysis. Let's move to next, data cleansing. Data cleansing shows that is as we said, is data wrangling. So this is an important part of the data analysis process to ensure accurate result. Why we need to data cleansing? Because we can get the ensuring accurate data, accurating result. Data cleansing is the process of fixing or removing inaccurate, incomplete, irrelevant data from a data set, or table, or database. When we collect the data, and there are many kinds of bias. Bias meaning is inaccurate data, incomplete data, or irrelevant data, something like that. This is the error data. So how can we clean or extract the data? So at the time, that this reason, so we can say data cleaning or data scrubbing. Data scrubbing and data cleaning, data wrangling, data cleaning, all of them is the same meanings. Data cleansing is a critical steps in the preparing data for business intelligence, PI, and machine learning, MP, ML. So it is important because inaccurate data can lead to incorrect predictions. So through the business decision and missed opportunity. If we first step the wrong or incomplete data or inaccurate data is to, even if we can using the accurate methodology, but the data output is very irrelevant, incomplete. So first thing we need to data cleaning. So how can the data cleaning is how to find the errors and remove the errors, inconsistencies, and duplication, and missing entries, something like that is to data cleansing process. So that's why we say the data scrubbing and data cleaning, data wrangling, and data cleansing. So I show these pictures. Data cleaning is profile, transform. Transform means is we manipulate the data, and then cleansing, wrangling, scrubbing, and merges, enrich report. Enrich means is more powerful data and accurate data, relevant data, something like that, complete data, and then report to the next step. Next step is analyze. This is for data cleansing data procedure. Let me show you the 5 steps in data cleansing. First, identity data. Identify the data first. And then next, fix the structural mistakes. It means is choose the illegal data, incomplete data, or something. And then third step is set data cleansing techniques. Which technique is more powerful to cleaning the data? It means is third step. And next step is filter out outlier and fix missing data. It is take out or eliminate and or some manipulate, something like that at this stage using that. And final steps is implement process. It means it's to go next step, to move to report. This is for data cleansing. And factor analysis. Factor analysis helps identify the underlying structure in a set of values. How to we underlying or identify the structures in a set of values. Factor analysis is a statistical method used to describe variability among observed correlated variables in terms of potentially lower number of observed variables. So, for example, it is possible to variation in 6 observed variables mainly reflects the variation in 2 unobserved variables. So there are the pictures is very easy to understand. So factor 1, factor 2, factor 3, factor 4. So factor 4 impact the factor 1 and factor 2 and factor 3 the narrow. Also the factor 1 is 3 kind of data. Factor 2 is related to. Factor 3 is 3. Factor 4 is to 6 factors is related to factor 4. This is for make the grouping factors, and then final get the valuable analysis. It's more simply explained. Valuables, 3 kinds of valuables: education, family situation, income. This is basically using for your children. What is your dream? What is your goal to admission for college level? It is education and family situation and also income. After graduate, how much? I don't know. I want to 6 figures. This is for income goals. Most graduate guys wants to 6 figure. You know the 6 figures? That is $100,000. This is 6 figures. So how long take time to get a 6 figures in your company? This is for very new generation guys wants that. $100,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 6 figures is their income goals in after graduating the college level. That is factors reflects the outcome. Is a socio-economic status. It means it's your children getting some status levels. It's a blue color or almost a white color or some 6 figure or almost 150 guy. As you know, most of your children make goals. It is, we say this is a socio-economic status. And then finally get a factors analysis. This is factors analysis pictures. And then the other example is observed variables, for example, the waiting time, cleanliness, staff behaviors. These factors make one group's cleanliness. And the other observed variables is taste of foods, the food temperature, the freshness of food. These factors relate the food quality. So cleanliness And the food qualities, next factors is good taste or some delicious food, something like that. So this is for each variables and make factors, and then final getting delicious food. This is for factor analysis example. And the last data analysis method is predictive analysis. Predictive analysis is analyze the events, something like that take place in the futures. So predictive is futures, anticipate, forecasting. Predictive analysis is the process of using data to forecast future outcomes, future status, future trends, something like that. So the process uses data analysis, machine learning, AI, artificial intelligence, and statistical models to find pattern that might predict the future behavior. So predictive analysis is a form of business analytics applying machine learning to generate a predictive model for certain business applications. Nowadays, it's machine learning and the AI, almost ChatGPT or something, lots of tools for your futures. This is for predictive analysis, powerful example. So predictive analysis process is, first is define the project. What is my goal or something like that. What is the stock price for 10 years later or something. And data collection. It means that I can collect the history, data. So I can get the data from stock price for past 10 years. And data analysis. Well, we analyze the data. And then using the statistics tools, SPSS, SAS, or Excel, something like that, and make a modeling. Modeling means make a simple regression or multiple regression. And then deployment. This is predictive analysis. It is we can give some answers or optimal decision making to your CEO. This is series of the predictive analysis. Last time in the business area, very powerful major MI, Management Information System, something like marketing, finance, MS, management science, human resource, finance, accounting, or something like that. But when I was master level, the bachelor degree is creative, another major is MIS. MIS means at that time the definition is that time we don't have the very powerful tools for analysis, only personal computer level only. So MIS defines, we get the data and some processing and some make information to optimal mix decision making. This is series of the MIS. Nowadays, the MIS is moved to engineer part and management science part because of the powerful computer tools and statistical tools and very speedy processing their calculating. So predictive analysis techniques, as I said, time series analysis, especially to anticipate the weather. This is using these techniques. Classification models and data mining, regression, neural network. Neural network is very powerful for medical using. So this part is very powerful and very valuable futures in your children. So somebody asked me which major Dr. Lee recommended. I say this predictive analysis techniques part is very powerful for your children in United States. So they are very powerful tools in there. Time series analysis is very difficult. This is almost doctorate level. And the classification model is, for example, decision trees, random forest, text analysis, almost master level data, master level themes. And regression is linear or multiple is master level. But the non-linear regression is doctorate level. The logistic regression means nowadays very popular area, logistics. There are many kind of different situation in logistics. How can they relocate the factors, factory and manufacturers, place, the sale point or something. So now, for example, the Amazon is base camp for big factories. How do they relocate the factories? They're using the predictive analysis techniques, and then they decide the location. These very powerful tools in new trend. And last, data interpretation. This is related to data cleaning, wrangling, and scrubbing. So anyway, we can get if we correct the data, and then data has some incomplete, irrelevant, or something bias in there. So how do we escape the data interpretation? Analysts and the researchers uses some data interpretations, and then raw data through the manipulation, and then relevant conclusions. So what we need for data interpretation, it is for decision making, also answering the question. It means is we escape the interpretation from data. This is for data interpretation. And next. Okay. So I know the next week we are Thanksgiving season. So these schools cannot open the schools for vacation or course break 1 week. So I asked the office, today is last class. So I wanna give you some contents related this week, these subjects, research and writing. So briefly, I want to show to research writing course. So quickly, I explain, depends on the pictures. So first time we reviewed the research paper. So what is a research paper? Research paper is like a report. Before you write it, you use the books, articles, and internet, video, film, other several sources to getting information about your topics. I want some specified topics, and then get the data. You gather information from these sources and use that information in your papers to tell your readers about your topics. About your topics means it's about your result, about your findings. This is research paper. Another definition shows that the research papers are more than a loose collection of memories or the patchworks of data pulled from several books. So, research paper is for your topics, writing. And what is a research papers? Abstract 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is there are many kind of different definition for research paper, the bodies. So first part is introduction part. Introduction part is shows or write it what is known, our understanding of the world. So introduction part should be shown the what is known. And second level is what is unknown. It means what is the gap in knowledge, or what is your terms between known and unknown. This is what is unknown. And also the body shows the how and why should the gap be filled. It means it's rationale, purpose, hypothesis. These things is for example of analysis. And the method. What was done? What is your method for your result? And the result means is what were the result? What did you find? And discussion. I can find the result and findings, and then but others is different idea, different finding. What is the reason? It is discussion part. How do the results fill the gaps? It means is what is different for other groups, other result, other report, and can finally make the conclusion. What does this mean going forward? Future study is now I am some limitation of my topics, of my research, and then I wanna registers or shows to the further studies. This is the research papers. Why are we using the research papers? What is the research objectives? What is the goal for the research papers? Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time bounds. These things should be shown in your research papers. So research objectives defines the primary goals of the research studies. So that's why research papers should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. This is basic components of research paper objectives. So another express the goal of your research paper. It's the same two objectives. So ask the question worth answering. Before that questions, you can make some procedure, but anyway, ask a question worth answering. Find the answer that you can support with good reasons. We are correct the questionnaires, and then you can make the support with your good reason. Good reason means is you can find your topics in the result. And also find the reliable evidence to support your reasons and argument. It means data is adequate for your topics or not. And draft a report that makes a good cases for your answer or more perspective. It means you can make the draft for your research paper. And finally, revise that the draft until readers will think you met the first goals. This is for research paper goals. And purpose is same one. And purpose of research paper writing. The research paper writing to develop the systematic expertise. It means is you can write systematically writing. Also to boost investigation and encryption skills. Inscription skill means is narrating system, narrow. And to study the connotation of hypothesis and conception. So later I'll show you the connotation method and hypothesis method and conception. Also, to contribute towards the existing research. So why you make this research for your human life in the world, something like that. And I always make the doctor's dissertation, and the professors ask me, what is your goal in your papers? So I want to say there are some very narrow and very small goals and perspectives. So most faculty ask me, what is your papers to help the world or human resource, human beings? So at that time, I cannot say that. My research is help for the human life, a human being in the world. It's very difficult to ask question about me. Anyway, this is for very strange remain. Also, purpose of research process in here. Advantage understanding. It means is I can shows to others about advanced understanding for some topics. Also, the other research paper purpose is solving real world problem. It means is we have a lot of problems in the world and lots of problem in the human relationship, human being life, something. So how to solve the real world problems from your research paper. And also cultivating critical thinking. So if you writing your research and then the research can or should be shown the cultivating critical thinking. It is how to they think of it logically and reasonably thinkings. Also the research papers establishing the credibility, because we have many kind of unbelievable things in the world. So how do we give to them to trustworthy findings or result? It means is establishing credibility. Make sure that from my research. This is research paper goals. And this is for 7 steps of a research paper. How do we make the research process? First step is identify and define the research questions. What is your goal of your topics? And the literature review is a formal research. And then next step is design a robust research plan. So former research shows this method, for example, A method, but I want to try to B method, and then I want to compare the A research and B research, something like that. Also, if I choose some character of the university students, but I can review the literature in the United States, but I want to compare the Asian study or South American college level students some idea, and I want to compare that, something like that. This is design research plan. And next step is streaming data collection and analysis. Get the data from the questionnaire or reported data is okay. And next step is interpreting result and drawing conclusions. It means draft conclusion. And also interpreting the result and compare that. And the cleaning the processing. And finally, writing the research papers. And waiting for proof, reading, and editing. It means it's not your own part, own research process. So other repetitions, waiting for proof readings and editings. And then you report research paper, get the labels in doctorate or research level, or some master level, something like that. And next shows the key component of the research papers. So what kind of the components in the research papers? First thing is should be the in-depth analysis, very depth analysis, and also original perspectives, and also evidence-based argument. It means it's after clinching and also very clearly relevant, incomplete data, and then make evidence-based argument. Also, the key components is structured format, because it's everybody can read it simply, easily approach the structured format. And also should be shown the critical thinking. What is your critical thinking in your finding, in your result, in the paper? Also academic rigors. It means it's the process of the writing a research papers demands academic rigors. It's basic research papers is academically researched. And the next is how can we make this write the research papers? The steps to write a research papers. First, introduce your topics and describe your background. Background means is a literature survey. And establish your research problem. So I want to correct the questionnaire for United States students and Asian students and South American students. That is the example. And next steps to write the research paper is specify your objectives. You cannot choose everything, so you are only one specified topics. And map out your papers. Just directly make the bodies. This is a writing research paper steps. Another pictures shows to that the first step is choose a topics. It is the introduction to your topics. And second part of the bodies of your research papers, conduct research and develop a thesis statement. So getting the relevant literature survey and the relevant topics. And then formulate a clear thesis statement. And next part is outline your papers. So creative structured outlines. The outlines includes the sections such as the introduction part and the literature review part, methodology part, result part, discussion part, and the conclusion part. It is your draft to make the design for body of the shape. And also write the papers at the time exactly you are writing there. So each section you can write the papers. It is just writing. And then revise and edit. It means it's a review. And cleansing, wrapping, again, something. And then next, finalize and format. It is final output. It is actual your research papers. So these things, for example, in the doctor degrees dissertation, it takes almost 1.5 years. Sometimes 1 year is enough. But in my case, it took 1.5 times for getting doctor degree. The steps and research writing is, as shown there, is a select topic and prepare outline and then writing introduction or something. Okay. Anyway, 7 tips writing research papers faster. This is the tips for your faster research paper writing. Plan ahead to outline key sections and manage your time effectively. Time-based for processing. This is keyword. And also define your research question. Also use the precise keywords and stick to reputable resource. So first thing is there are some writing handbooks. So you cannot write some kind of words. So escape the street word, street talking. So some books shows to you cannot using the word sample. And then you are reminded that words you cannot write in the research paper, something like that. The creative, a concise, well-structured outline for the smoother writing process. This is a specific talent for your writing. And take organized notes to streaming information retrieval during writing. It means organize to note. Also edit as you catch errors early and maintain and polish papers. So editing is so you are reading again and again and finding some errors and then make or correct writing sentence. Also take a short breaks to maintain focus and prevent burnout during the writing process. This is tip, but I highly recommend if you are writing for research papers, it's very, very high stress. So sometimes you take a short breaks, but it's impossible because it's timely based. And the important thing is writing papers is a citation. So citing is something related to prevalence. So citing is a given credit to the source of the information you are using. It didn't come from your brain, so you have to give that the person credit. And a citation is a tag you put at the end of the piece of information you borrowed from another sources. This is copy that. The citation shows to the references. So understanding the significance of paper citation, academic integrity, avoiding plagiarism. Plagiarism is other reports copy as you copied, but you escape the reference. This is plagiarism. Verifying the accuracy of information is important. Also providing ways to explore sources. Also different citation styles. There are many kinds of different citations. Briefly, I shows the common citation style: APA style, ML style, Chicago style, Harvard style, IEE style, Vancouver style, AMA style, Blue Book style, something like that. If you have chance that, there are a lot of information in this course. Understanding the abbreviation and the citation. Attribution. Attribution have some purpose to acknowledge the contribution of others, avoid the plagiarism, and add credibility to your writing. This is attribution. Also, the citation have some purpose to allow the readers to locate the original sources and verify your information. It means that where can I this sentence from where? From what? So this is citation. And research paper writing processing, as I said, is a body, it's abstract body, introduction, body, conclusion. That's it. But its detailed is different. This is thing. So know the journal requirements is step 1. Step 2, brainstorm, choose the topics. Organize your sources and develop your research questions of hypotheses. Step by step, you can get the final your papers. This is for research paper processing. And also this how to write the literature review. Review is a little different for after editing, you want to make sure your final research. Choose a topic idea, do research the study, collecting resources, and summarize data, or also analyze data, and create your overview for your findings or results. And prepare the initial draft, is a draft writing for draft. And then revise and modify this editing for your research. And create it as a paper. Finalize your outcomes. This thing is how to write for your literature review. So I'm a little bit sorry for you guys how to writing that, but this subject is related for general education composition in your general education levels. So I don't want to the how to writing, how to narrative system is not my detailed major. So if you want to the writing skills or techniques, I recommend to the writing class. Okay. Anyway, but thanks for coming, and then enjoyed my class for 9 weeks. So this winter class is final last class at this time. So I want to say to thank you very much. Thank you for your attention, and have a good Thanksgiving holidays. So see you. Hopefully, I want to see you next class. I think college algebra, very difficult subject anyway, but hopefully we see you again to next course. Have a good Thanksgiving and Christmas and end of the year, and you have a good happy situation. Thank you.